This is the 2016 Volvo XC70, and today we're going to be going over something that's a familiar problem for a number of Volvo owners. So what we're going to be going over, we're going to go ahead and hop inside and do that right now. Of course, touchless or keyless entry. Once inside of the vehicle, I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of the dash. As you can see here, give you more of a wide shot. For those who are not familiar with the vehicle we're going to be going over, which is the Volvo XC70. Now, I always love to do this so you know exactly the vehicle we're in, but if you're in a 2016 or older, this is going to be a very familiar look to you. Also, when you go over to Volvo's other vehicles, with the exception of the Volvo S90 and also the XC90, they will not have this appearance. They're going to have a completely different look. But the reason why I'm bringing you information on the XC70 and 2016 other vehicles, simply from the standpoint of most owners, they always have a problem with the navigation. So I'm going to walk you through how to use it. First of all, that's going to be our main screen, which the navigation. Scroll down, we can press the navigation button, and it's going to take us to the navigational screen. There's a close-up. Of course, that's the normal look of it. It's not a wide screen, so your navigation, of course, you can't magnify, maximize, or minimize. That's the normal look of your navigational screen. When you come over and look at your steering wheel, so this is a complete look at your steering wheel as far as the buttons you can use for operation. Everything here is going to be cruise. Everything over on the right side will be your volume, voice control, exit, fast forward or rewind, and then your thumb wheel, which is basically I call your activity wheel, because you can do everything on your thumb wheel that you can actually do from the interior of the vehicle. Or, I'm sorry, the center dash display, which you'll primarily be using this function to do everything the thumb wheel does. As you can see, OK, exit, and then of course you can use this for selection. Now at the same time, if I go back to the thumb wheel, I'm going to give you a wide shot so you can see the display in the back. First of all, let me slide my seat back a bit. So as I slide back, now watch the navigational screen here in the center. I've got my thumb wheel here. On my thumb wheel, I'm going to take it and scroll up and down. And as you can see, it zooms in and out. Now on the flip side of that, I'm going to go to the top right knob here. I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to take it and twist. It zooms in and out. Now, so as you can see, and I do that simply because you can see that they're the same function. I encourage everyone that actually buys an XC60, V60, XC70, any of those vehicles to actually use your thumb wheel, because if you're using your thumb wheel, it's very convenient way of doing things, especially if you're driving along, because you can do so much of this while you're actually moving along. So if we go here, we're already in navigation. So once you're in navigation, let's just say you want to do any other functions. So give me 1 second. Let me get everything to where quite comfortable here so you don't have the continuous shake. From my thumb wheel, you can see the navigational screen in behind, or off to the right, which is here. Thumb wheel here once more. I'm going to take it and simply press my thumb wheel in. Now once I press in, that's going to bring up my navigational menu. From here, I can actually set destination, itinerary, route, traffic information, settings. I'm going to stroll up for the time being, because the number one complaint I get is I don't know how to do my destinations. I don't know how to basically control navigation. It's frustrating. Simply using the thumb wheel, I'm going to put in a destination. So starting here, let's go press to set destination. Address. Pre-selected state is actually North Carolina. Now, don't be alarmed if you're crossing state lines, you actually notice that the vehicle will actually change the pre-selected state. As you can see, it's up at the very top here. Pre-selected state is North Carolina. Perhaps that's not the state that you would actually like to look for a destination in. You can take your thumb wheel, press down to select that one area. Now, once you select, I can come here. Now, using my thumb wheel, you can see I'm strolling up and down. It's allowing me to actually choose the letter. Once I begin to choose, like for instance, I'm from the home state of Georgia. So if I go to put in Georgia, which is G, it automatically takes me to my basic selections for the letter G. Georgia is going to be the number one. I can press down again. And now you can see Georgia highlighted at the top as far as state. That's my pre-selected state. So if I give a command by voice as far as setting a destination, or if I do it manually using the thumb wheel, it's actually going to pull up all addresses and everything for the state of Georgia. So if you're having complications with your navigation, that could be your number one or your primary place to actually look in order to correct that. You just want to make sure you're under the same state. Being here in Charlotte, North Carolina, we'll have a lot of people to drive up from Columbia, South Carolina, also Rock Hill, South Carolina. If that's the case, their pre-selected state, because of where they live, will be South Carolina. But when they come here and put in a destination, it will not work simply because they will need to change that to North Carolina. But there again, from time to time, the car will automatically do it when you cross over state lines, which is pretty nice. So for the time being, that's in the state of Georgia. So I'm going to take you through a selection of inputting the information. So from here, I'm in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina right now. I can put in a Georgia address or destination. Since I'm in North Carolina, let's go back. We're going to change it back to North Carolina. Okay, so I'm going to select North Carolina. As you can see, North Dakota, Northwest Territories, and Nova Scotia. So, pre-selected state is North Carolina. Now I'm going to go in and select a city. Let's stay here in the Charlotte area, but choose another city. So we're going to go in. There's a small city right outside of Gastonia, which is called Gastonia, North Carolina. So that's my G. Let's go around and select the A. So I've got it there. Hello? Sorry, I apologize. I will actually touch base on that call, the basis of that call later on. We're going to go over, let's put in the S here.
I have no specific.
And we're going to select Gastonia. Once we select a city, now my state's already pre-selected. It's already there as well. I can now put in my street name. And the main street there in Gastonia I know is New Hope Road, so we're actually going to select it as well. And all I'm doing now is just spelling out the name of the street, which you do the same for the city and the town. So once I actually have it there, now notice my cursor here. At the very bottom, there's an arrow which takes me over to my pre-selected items. I'm going to stroll over to it, press down. That's going to allow me to go over and select New Hope Road. You can select south or north. So we're going to go New Hope Road there. And next is the house number. So that is actually the last portion to actually put in order to start. So I'm just going to select either one here. So let's go with something along the lines of 8. We're going to go with 802. Scroll down, select it. And now it's actually set to take me to 802 North New Hope Road, Gastonia, North Carolina. Now if I come down to the bottom and I actually put set single destination,
the route is being calculated.
So now
Please
I'm
proceed
off.
to the highlighted route.
I'm off and ready to go. I just put in a destination. At any time you actually want to cancel the destination, you can actually come. You don't want to hit exit, as I've just done. That's going to take you back out to the main menu. You want to take your thumb wheel, press in again, and you can cancel guidance. So that cancels it. I'm going to back out. And I'm going to go through and set another destination to give you a prime example. This time, maybe if we're uninterrupted by a phone call. So I'm going to press my thumb wheel in, set destination, address, pre-selected state is already in. It's North Carolina. I'm going to go down, select a city. This time we're going to select another smaller city outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. So as you can actually see, I'm just using my thumb wheel to go around, and I'm going to attempt to spell the city in which I'm looking for. In this case, it's Concord. So I'm going to go to my C. And every time I actually choose a letter, it's going to give me a pre-selected number of cities to actually choose from. So in doing so, it actually helps to eliminate and cut down time. Now, a lot of people will actually say this is a very time-consuming method of doing things. It's not that bad, actually, once you actually start to move it along. Sorry about all the actuals there. So I'm going to exit off. When I hit exit, it actually takes the letter, so it takes me back to where I was. It allows you to correct anything that you may misspell. Finish spelling out the word Concord, and pre-selected already Concord. Press down to select it. Once I'm there, it's going to ask me what area of Concord, so I'm going to go with Cabarrus. And pre-selected city, city that we've actually input, Concord. Pre-selected state, as you can see at the very top there, is North Carolina. So now we're going to select a street. Now, I don't know many street names in Concord, so let's just select one of the few that it will actually suggest. Okay, so LaFarge Lane sounds perfect. I'm going to go over and choose from the pre-selected. Now keep in mind, I can actually continue to spell it out, but at this particular time, to save time, I don't want to do so. I am going to turn on a little bit of air here. Of course, here in Charlotte, it is actually just over 70 degrees, so it can get a little hot in the automobile here. So let's move on and select the house number. House number, we're just going to choose a random number. So along this stretch of road, they either begin with 1 or they begin with 9. We're actually going to select the number 9. And let's go over and choose one of the pre-selected. So we're going to scroll down to 904. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. It's already pre-selected for me, which is set single destination. If I press down,
The route is being calculated. Please proceed to the highlighted route.
destination set. The thing I love about it, it's going to tell me what time I'm expected to arrive, which is 5:22. You can see the exact time here. It's also going to go in and tell me the number of miles in which I will travel. Now, I can use my thumb wheel, if you remember, to zoom in or out. So let's zoom all the way in and see what it tells us. So it actually, the green that you see means that traffic is a go. Traffic is moving with no stops, hesitations, or anything of that nature. So it should be an even flow if you were to take that route. I'm going to move back out. Sorry, I keep hitting exit, which you may do that as well rather than clicking the thumb wheel. And I'm going to cancel that destination. So if you're doing a destination manually, that is the exact way to do so very effortlessly. That was setting a destination. Now, itinerary, I'm going to go back in one more time just in case you didn't catch that. Now, notice the thumb wheel, notice the center screen. This time I'm going to switch up my state, and we're actually going to pull a address from the state of Georgia. I'm going to move rather quickly because I've shown you 2 times at a slower pace, so let's kind of move it along. Now remember, I'm selecting my street. So at this particular time, we're going to go with Idlewood. Selecting my city, sorry. Idlewood is the city. Now notice it will not allow me to actually put in a street or a number. So I'm going to back out, which that may be somewhat of a part of a city in Georgia which does not exist, which should not be the case. But for the sake of moving along now, let's go over and choose Lafayette, Georgia. And now we'll select a house or street number. And keep in mind as well, most of the time you're doing this, you know exactly what street you're going to. You just need directions on how to get there. From here, let's choose Kemp Court. Now it's going to bounce back the house number. And if the house number for that street, if there's not an 8, it's not going to allow you to put in a number or a house number that starts with 8. It's only going to allow you to put in the house numbers on that street which actually start with that number. So if I scroll down here, I'm going to select 5. That takes me to the availability of pre-selected house numbers. 53. And now it's actually ready to set my destination. You can actually see right here on the bottom where it says set single destination. It's ready to move along and set the destination. I'm going to go ahead and press one more time so you can see exactly.
The route is being calculated. Please proceed to the highlighted route.
My expected time of arrival is 10:10 p.m. and I'm going to travel 139 miles. Going to take you back one more time. And itinerary, I can add waypoints, and then I can clear the itinerary, which is the same thing as clearing the current route. I can also start route guidance. Now if you come down to the bottom, I can delete, I can move in list, and it's going to allow me to save. So each and every route that you actually will put into the navigation, you can actually go in and save it as well. So let's back up. That was under itinerary. If you go to route, there's a number of different things you can do along the route if you want to avoid certain roads or certain areas. You can ask to be rerouted. You can ask for a longer route. I'm going to take you back. Alternative routes to destination, which is the same thing on Google Maps. You can go through and choose which route may be more beneficial for you. As you can see, this one right here is almost 45 minutes as far as Route 2. Route 2 and 3 are pretty much exact, except for 3 is the shorter route. Going to go back. Detail route information, route overview, map of a remaining route, and of course, record route, which is saving a destination. Traffic information. You will hear a lot of people actually ask regarding traffic. So it's pulling up no traffic simply because I went through and I actually canceled route guidance. I don't know if you actually noticed that.
The route is being calculated.
We're going to resume.
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
And now I take you down to traffic information. So it looks like traffic is a go. So it's basically reading no traffic information in the particular reception area I'm sitting in now. But keep in mind, as you begin to travel along your route, it will bring up traffic information. It will actually show you on your map. So your roads will actually go from more of a green to a red, which shows you traffic is backed up or stopped. It will also turn yellow to show you that traffic is moving, but it's actually moving remotely slow. Here's your settings. So if you wanted to set your route options, fast with traffic, short, the most route efficient or gas efficient route, you can actually see that along the bottom. It will actually adapt to your traffic. Reroute on request, route proposals. So you can see all the selections. Use carpool lane, use express lane, avoid an area, avoid freeways, and avoid car trains. You can see all the selections there. Map options, guidance options, system information, and then of course your favorite key options. So I'm going to bounce us back. So that's all the selection up under navigation, the navigational menu. That's a simple, quick, easy way you can actually adjust and put in a destination while driving or while sitting still, all manually from the steering wheel of a Volvo 2016 model or older, with the exception of the S90 and the XC90. Now, that's one way of doing it. Another route, so let's cancel that route guidance. and we will proceed with putting in another. I'm going to do it verbally. Here's the voice command. Remember, each and every time you press voice command, wait for the beep. If you start to talk while it's in the middle of a beep, it will not hear you. Or if someone else in the car is actually speaking, give the command and then shut up. If you don't shut up, you continue to talk, the automobile is going to pick up all those commands and it's going to blur it. So it's not going to understand fully what you're doing. So we're going to go here once more. We're going to say, enter address.
Please say the house number, the street, and the city.
2014 Barronwood Road, Gastonia.
Please wait.